Stretching across the spine of China, a dragon of stone and earth, the Great Wall is an icon, a symbol of immense power and enduring mystery. But what if I told you that much of what you think you know about it is a myth? What if the wall you picture, this single continuous barrier, never truly existed? And the most famous story about it, that it, as the only man-made structure visible from space, is completely untrue? Today, we're not just walking along the Great Wall. We're peeling back its layers, dismantling its legends, and uncovering the raw, complex, and often brutal reality of one of humanity's most ambitious and misunderstood undertakings. Forget the postcards. This is the real story of the Great Wall of China. The myth of a single unified wall begins with China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. In 221 BC, he conquered warring states to forge a single empire. To protect his new northern frontier from the nomadic Xiongnu tribes, he ordered the connection and reinforcement of existing defensive walls. This wasn't building from scratch. It was a colossal project of consolidation. Imagine hundreds of thousands of conscripts, soldiers, peasants, and convicts, toiling under brutal conditions. The work was so perilous that a saying arose: for every stone laid on the wall, a worker's life was lost. While likely an exaggeration, it captures the immense human cost. These early walls weren't the grand stone structures we see today. They were mostly made of rammed earth, layers of soil and gravel compacted between wooden frames. Effective, but vulnerable to erosion and time. After the Qin dynasty fell, the wall-building impulse faded and flared with the changing tides of power. The Han dynasty expanded the wall westward, deep into the desert, creating a fortified corridor for the burgeoning Silk Road. These sections weren't just walls, they were complex systems with watchtowers, garrisons, and signal stations. A sophisticated communication network of smoke signals by day and fire by night allowed messages to travel hundreds of miles in just a few hours. Think of it as the ancient world's internet, a lifeline of information vital for trade and defense. Yet for centuries after the Han, large-scale construction ceased. Many sections fell into disrepair, crumbling back into the earth from which they came. The wall was becoming a ghost, a memory on the landscape. Everything we associate with the Great Wall today, the crenellated battlements, the wide stone walkways, the iconic watchtowers winding over mountain ridges, is largely the work of the Ming dynasty, starting in the 14th century. The Ming faced a powerful new threat from the north, the Mongols. Having just expelled them from China, the Ming emperors were obsessed with preventing their return. They embarked on the most ambitious phase of wall building in history. This was a different kind of wall. Using advanced technology like kilns to bake strong gray bricks and stone slabs, they created a formidable military fortification. Cannons were mounted on its ramparts. The towers were designed as mini-forts, capable of housing troops and supplies for extended sieges. This Ming wall is the masterpiece we see in photographs, a testament to an empire's fear and determination. But here's the twist. Even this magnificent Ming wall was never a single, unbroken line. It was a fragmented system of parallel walls, circular forts, and natural barriers like mountains and rivers, all integrated into a deep defensive zone. It wasn't about stopping an army dead in its tracks. That was impossible. The goal was to slow them down, to channel them into kill zones and to disrupt their supply lines. It was a strategic filter, not an impenetrable barrier, and ultimately, it failed. In 1644, the Manchus, another northern people, didn't smash through the wall. They simply bribed a Ming general to open the gates at the key Shanhai Pass. The wall, for all its might, was bypassed not by force, but by betrayal. The dragon of stone was undone by human weakness. So why do we have this persistent image of a single ancient wall visible from space? The myth took hold in the 18th century, long before space travel was possible, popularized by European writers who had never even seen the wall. It was a romantic notion that captured the Western imagination. The visible from the moon claim was debunked by every astronaut who's ever been there. From low Earth orbit, it's incredibly difficult to spot, appearing no more significant than a single thread on a vast carpet. The reality is that the Great Wall is not one wall but many walls, built by different dynasties over 2 millennia. It's a patchwork quilt of earth, brick, and stone, a sprawling, discontinuous monument to a civilization's enduring struggle with its northern frontier. Today, the Great Wall faces a new enemy: time, tourism, and neglect. While sections near Beijing are meticulously restored for visitors, vast stretches in remote areas are crumbling, reclaimed by the desert and farmland. These forgotten walls, often simple mounds of earth, are just as much a part of the story. They remind us that the wall was never just a tourist attraction. It was a harsh, living frontier. It was a place of exile, of battle, of desperate communication. It was a colossal success and a spectacular failure, a symbol of strength and a monument to fear. Its true grandeur lies not in its mythical unity, but in its complex, fragmented, and deeply human history. The Great Wall is more than a wall. It is a scar etched across time, telling the epic story of China itself. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey to uncover the truth behind the legend. If you found this as fascinating as we did, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration into history's greatest myths. What other historical icon should we tackle next? Let us know in the comments below.